Over the years, Minnesota has helped produce a stacked roster of WWE superstars. And in North Star State's mecca for pro wrestling is Robbinsdale, a small city less than 10 miles north of Minneapolis.
There's something about this town. I mean, we're only 14,000. We're just a little Minneapolis suburb, but there's a great big sense of pride because we were the powerhouse, the pipeline for wrestlers. It started with Vern Gagne. He probably lived 12, 15 miles away from Robbinsdale. He was very athletic. He would run to school every day.
After graduating from Robbinsdale High School, Gagne turned a pair of NCAA wrestling championships at the University of Minnesota into a pro wrestling career and helped create the AWA.
Dive over the arm. Dive over.
Gagne ran training camps for the AWA, and he happened to share the Robbinsdale High connection with one of his star pupils.
From Robbinsdale, Minnesota, Larry the Axe Hennig.
Hennig graduated from Robbinsdale in 1954. His son Kurt was part of an unprecedented surge of Robbinsdale wrestlers in the 70s.
I have the right body, I have the right looks, I have the ability, I am what I say I am.
And I say I'm absolutely perfect.
Introducing first, Brady Boone.
He's young, he's aggressive.
Whoa, nice. Keep the noise down while I take my robe off and give the ladies a good look at the sexiest man alive.
The Seaman showing great heart, great determination.
Huss, huss, huss.
This guy's not all there.
He's got some kind of a nervous twitch. He is really berserk.
Nikita Koloff, he's big, he's strong, he's powerful. It's everything that a professional wrestler could hope to be. Smash, one half of demolition.
Any team that wants to try us, bring it on, and we're gonna tear your heads off.
Between 1976 and 78, 7 future pro wrestlers graduated from Robbinsdale High. Nearly 50 years later, a pair of former classmates reflect on their legendary journeys.
Who is that guy? Oh my goodness. Recognize that guy, Barry?
Jeez, that haircut.
Here's something you might remember.
Oh, yeah.
Number 81.
Oh, yeah. A football picture.
Right?
Bingo. You're a good football player.
5 of us played high school football. Kurt Hennig, Rick Rude, John Nord, Nikita Koloff, and then Barry Darsow. But I don't ever recall, one time, even jokingly, I was talking about, hey, let's all get into pro wrestling one day, I mean, for the majority, it was football. How about that guy right there?
Oh.
Speaking of...
Kurt looks like a little kid there.
He should have been a baby face.
No, he was a heel in the ring and out of the ring.
Kurt Hennig made the first move into the business, but he could never move past his high school hijinks.
Kurt was always a ribber. I said, Kurt, I need to get some trunks. I got to go to Hawaii. He says, hey, I got a pair for you. I get these trunks. I go to Honolulu, Hawaii, and New Zealand, and I come home, and Kurt says, whatever you do, don't show my dad those trunks. And I said, why? He says, they're his favorite trunks. We went to his dad's house, got his dad's best wrestling trunks he had. He said, Barry, here, you use these. So now I'm avoiding Larry everywhere I go. Kurt calls me up and says, hey, come on over to my dad's house. We're gonna go fishing. And I would say, I'm gonna pass on that. Because I'm thinking that Larry's gonna kill me, I got his favorite trunks.
By the mid-1980s, it was already time for a Robbinsdale High School reunion.
Dusty Rhodes calls me up. He says, Barry, you gotta come into the Charlotte territory. We're just getting it going, and one of your buddies is there. And I said, oh, and he goes, Nikita Koloff. And I said, well, who's Nikita Koloff? He says, Scott Simpson. I said, you gotta be kidding me.
Big, strong man like a Nikita Koloff. Big man.
Barry Darsow, who would become Crusher Khrushchev and team up with Ivan Koloff and Nikita Koloff, the Russian Nightmare. It was fun to have him come in and reunite with him. Barry was a great partner. We had great chemistry together. One day we're on a gridiron playing high school football. The next day, we're in a squared circle in Tokyo, Japan.
Being around your friends, that's kind of what my whole life was in Robbinsdale. All of us guys were together all the time. And then now we're in the wrestling business and we're all together.
So how about that guy right there?
Ravishing Rick. Boy, I loved him. Yeah, I grew up 3 blocks from him.
Rick and I would be in the ring and having a nose-to-nose stare down. People are like, dude, how'd you guys keep a straight face? Like, you don't just know each other, like, you know each other.
He just looks like trouble, doesn't he? And you know what? And Johnny would appreciate that. Johnny Nord. I love Johnny.
When they named him the Berserker, I'm like, spot on.
Yeah, exactly.
Undertaker's down, he better get up. The Undertaker's gone completely insane. Look at that. Oh, I can't believe that.
You know, you go in the locker room and you got Curt Hennig, you got Rick Rude, you got Brady Boone, you got Nord the Berserker. We're all there, and you're telling the stories from back in high school, and it was just like you were back in high school.
See, man, ravishing Rick Rude in all Minnesota contests right now. Robbinsdale, Minnesota.
Each one of us would help each other.
Oh, what a maneuver by Brady Boone. So when you get in the ring, you go against the perfect team.
Whatever was needed to happen to help them or help you, that's what we did. And I think that was Robbinsdale.
People always wonder why so many guys from Robbinsdale High School, right, that make it into pro wrestling. I sometimes say it was the minerals in the water tower in Robbinsdale.
I usually kind of say it was the beer. The beer that we used to drink.
Could be a combination of the two, right?
Robbinsdale was such a competitive place. You wanted to be the best at what you did. Getting in the Hall of Fame just showed how hard you worked. And I think Robbinsdale was a big part of that.
Probably the most handsome guy of them all.
That's him. That's the man.
Robbinsdale Wrestling Crew. Robbinsdale instilled in us friendship, loyalty, the camaraderie that would later translate into our professional wrestling careers.
We had what you might call the perfect combination.
I value our friendship.
Same way. I wish we could see each other more. Great to see you, brother. Love you.
Love you too, my friend. Appreciate you.